Welcome to another Tailwarden tutorial. In this one, we're going to be enabling the granular cost feature for AWS. Here you can see that I have two AWS accounts connected. You can see that one of them doesn't have the granular cost enabled, whereas the other one does. Let's see what the whole process is from start to finish and enable granular cost for the test Jake account. So to do so, we'll head over to the Cost Insight tab, and we're just going to follow the instructions here by enabling Cost Insights. What I would recommend for you to do is to open up the link that we have here. In this link, you're going to be able to find the step-by-step guide of two parts that this feature requires. The first part is enabling the cost and usage reports inside your AWS account. And the second part is to give access to the report to your Tailwarden account. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is head over to the billing section in your AWS account, and you're going to want to create your cost and usage report. In my case, I've already created it here, but let's inspect it and see what it looks like. So as you can see, I have a report named My Report, and inside I'm going to specify which S3 bucket I want AWS send the cost and usage report CSVs to. In my case, it's billing-cur-tw. And I'm also going to create the path prefix that I would like the CSV files to be sent to. In my case, I would like the data reported on an hourly basis, and everything else we're just going to leave as default. So you can just save this and you are good to go. Okay, so this is what we need to do when it comes to creating the cost and usage report. The next step is giving access to the report. So keep in mind that we're using an IAM role to authenticate our accounts to Tailwarden. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to add some extra permissions for Tailwarden to have access to this specific bucket and to the specific prefix and the objects inside the prefix. The easiest way to do this is by creating an inline policy, and you can find the permissions here. This is the inline policy that you're going to need. So let's go ahead and grab it and head on over to your IAM section. I'm looking at the role that I'm using to authenticate to Tailwarden. So it's here where I'm going to add the permission. So I'm going to head over to create inline policy. I'm going to click on JSON so we can directly add our statement. So now we're going to simply add the bucket name and the bucket prefix. And there we go. I've added the bucket name and also the bucket name plus the prefix. And I can go ahead and create this inline policy. I'm going to call it cur S3 policy. Okay, so heading back over to Tailwarden, you're going to want to head on over to Cost Insights. And you'll add your S3 bucket, add the path prefix, and save your changes. As you can see, the cost insights have been enabled, so we should be good to go. As you can see, we can now see the costs up here. We can head down to the Cost Explorer and explore our cost a little bit more in detail by grouping by resource. We can exclude resources right here. We can choose a month view, daily view. We can sort resources from the last month, last 3 months, all the way up to the last 12 months. And we can also choose a date range. Another cool recently shipped feature is that we can now head over to the inventory page. Let's go ahead and filter for anything that's over 0. Okay, so all of these resources are incurring some level of cost, even if it's less than a cent. But let's go ahead and click on cost so we can sort the cost, starting with the most expensive resource. And one of the cool features that we can access now is by clicking on a resource, we can now see the monthly and daily progression of the resource's cost. EC2 instances don't really vary that much on a daily basis, but let's check out a Lambda function. Okay, so let's inspect this resource. And here we can see today's cost progression for this Lambda function. That's all I wanted to show in this video. I hope it was informative. Thanks a million for watching.